Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick, and today I get to interview Diego. So Diego, welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. So this is a special in-person interview. I am in Florianopolis here in Brazil, and so is Diego. He just got his type back recently. So Diego, can you let everyone know what your full type is?
My full type is TENE, play, consume, sleep, blast, audio, and social type 4.
All right, cool. So we are in the same quadra, same sexuals. We're both anti-play, so you're gonna see a lot of puzzling out when we talk. Actually, when I met him earlier, it was already comfortable talking to him because we're talking the same language, pretty much.
So flowy, so easily.
Yeah.
Flowing.
Yeah, but you can see his blast last, like his voice is lower when he talks, so for sure. So, Diego, can you tell us about your first animal, your anti-play?
Yeah. I don't see it clearly because it's double feminine. So it's feminine NE and feminine T, or vice versa. So I didn't think I had play anywhere in my stack in practice because I just couldn't see it. Because of my SF sleep, I thought I had SF play last before I was officially typed.
Oh, you thought you were play last?
Because I couldn't interact with people extrovertedly in the SF.
Right.
It was difficult.
Yeah.
So I thought I could be play last.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe play third. But I wasn't just seeing any play in NT. I thought because it was in my head all the time and figuring out stuff and puzzling out and second guessing and simulating scenarios with other people, calling me out for anything.
Right.
So I thought that would be more like NT, introverted, you know. So
What type did you think you were?
I think I were. I thought I were NI-TI or TI-NI.
Oh, NITI.
So I got it.
Like an INFJ? Or
Yeah,
like a
maybe.
ISTP jumper?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you thought you had SF play last and
Yes.
NT sleep and double activated NT sleep.
I knew I had NT
Yeah.
because I always think about stuff and I have a voice in my head.
Yeah.
Every time and I listen to music naturally in my head.
Yeah.
So it's hard to turn it off, to turn the puzzling and the thinking and the voices
And the audio.
and the audio.
Yeah, right. So you are audio in your sexual modalities. Can you talk about like that music playing in your head?
Yeah, it's something natural. It's something. It's different from visual because I can have some visuals, but it's like transparent, and I have to make an effort to think about anything visual. But the audio just comes in naturally, and it's always turned on, and I'm like talking to myself and listening to some music in the background, all at the same time while I'm watching a YouTube video and doing my dishes, etc.
Oh my God, your consume is so abusive. Yeah.
Could be if that's part of consume also.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that since we're on that topic already. You have double activated NF consume, and
Yes.
and because you're double activated FI in the bottom, you're gonna very much look very INFP like, even though you're actually an ESTJ based on your, being a DE, right? So can you share a little bit about that double activated NF consume?
The consume in my life, I think, is very pervasive or very. It literally consumes a lot of my day.
Yeah.
My daytime. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I try to learn a lot of concepts, but it's kind of different blocks of knowledge. Like I'm interested in something and I dive into it and I watch a lot of videos and try to learn the concepts. And then if there's something else that catches my interest, I kind of move to another type of knowledge, and then I dive in that knowledge. So it lasts like months or maybe a year or something. Then I move to another thing and start to search and look things up on the internet. So I don't know. I think the core thing is like interest. I have to be interested. So it's kind of FI thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that I need to do that consume.
Yeah.
It's more like what gets my attention and what I'm into.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so cool, man. Like your FI is activated enough that you know what you like, and double activated consume. You're very channel changey, you know, like in the sense that what you're interested in changes so frequently.
Yes and no at the same time, because I can spend some time in that realm.
Yeah.
But then it's the figuring out that acts like a glue.
Oh, okay.
If I discover something, or if I have an answer, or if I have figured everything out, I start to lose interest and I find another thing to start puzzling.
Oh, interesting.
So I think it's more like that.
I see.
So it's difficult to have several interests at the same time, to manage all of them at the same time.
Right.
But once I'm in one interest, I spend some time there, then I go to another.
Yeah.
Or maybe I come back to the other one.
Yeah.
And do more stuff about that.
Do you think that's your specialization coin kicking in there? You know, like mastering one thing first, getting a full knowledge first before you hop onto something else? Because you know, as a social type 4, you're balanced with specialization and generalist in the middle, right? So you could channel change because of the generalist, but specialization is kind of like slightly higher than the generalist.
Yes, I think in that spectrum, I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm not very channel changing.
Yeah.
I'm not so disorganized in my interests and everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not very stuck in just one thing for my whole life.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I think your type is very interesting because if you look at your animal stack, you're play first, right, and blast last. So it's kind of like
the invisible play first.
Yeah, the invisible play first, exactly. So it feels like your animals is very observer-like because you have the play and the sleep in your first 3 animals, and play and sleep are both they're energy animals, but they're also decider animals, right? Or decider, yes, exactly, decider animals. And then, but your social type is very much a decider. You know, number 4 is a decider social type. It's like very EJ-like, which is what your archetype is to begin with. You know, so you're like EJ on top of EJ as a result of being.
But single activated.
Yes, yeah. So there's a lot of.
There's a lot of balancing.
A lot of cognitive dissonance,
yes.
but balance at the same time happening with you at the same time. Okay, so we'll cover all those parts because there's so many parts that you have that's contradictory, which is great actually. That actually makes you an interesting type. Let's look at your 3rd animal now. This is a really huge one. Double masculine SF sleep. This is the one that this is why you thought you were play last, because double masculine has a strong gravitational pull. So even if it's a demon, you can see it.
Move.
Yeah, it doesn't want to move. Yeah, it's harder until you get older and you realize, oh, I need to, you know, be more flexible here because it's not serving me anymore. But it's especially good for you because you're an EJ. This is really good for you because you really know your values, right? You know, let's go cover all the different parts. There's some things I want to ask you about that's really interesting because I did a panel interview before with everyone in Delta Quadrant. Right, and
I think I watched.
You saw that one? Yeah, that was a good one because like how the ISTJs and the ESTJs cope with emotion was completely different from the ENFPs and the INFPs. Remember that part?
I remember something about the differences in decider versus observer. with being offensive and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. That's not what I meant. But like what I meant is like when someone in the Delta quadrant is having negative emotions, right? The INFPs and the ENFPs goes directly to the negative emotion. We almost like
Negative if it's demon.
like it's like a
Or,
bad feelings,
okay.
bad feelings, like bad emotions. Okay, so if it's a bad emotion, something that's causing us to have a lot of bad feelings, the ENFPs and the INFPs seem to just directly address it to fix that issue. But the ISTJs and the ESTJs was a little bit different. They would use the SI to fix the FI. So the ISTJ, for example, Hannah, she was the one in that panel. She would get coffee.
SIFI.
Yeah, SIFI. She would get coffee to try to fix the FI. Now, if that doesn't work, because she's still a double decider, she'll go talk to other people. She'll either talk to a counselor or friends and family to fix that FI issue. So, but she'll use the object first, the thing, the SI first, to fix the FI. But if it doesn't work, double decider's next layer, right? But the ESTJ woman, Heather, she will not talk to anybody. She will go to the gym, see if the dopamine from working out will fix the problem, and a lot of times it does. But she will never talk to a counselor, a psychologist.
Yeah, that's more like me.
Yeah, they won't use the people to solve the problem. You know, they're just not that the extra layer, second layer is not going to be used to fix the issue. So, so that's my first question to you. In terms of one of the dimensions of that SF sleep, especially double masculine, when you're having that negative emotion and you need to process it, because you need to process it for it to go away, to stop, for you to not get stuck, right? Because technically FIs, you're gonna get stuck even if it's double activated.
Yes, it's a tendency. Yes.
Yeah. So, can you share how you're not processing those emotions from your own personal perspective?
Yeah, I think I usually process it alone at home.
Of course.
So I usually, when I'm with people, for example, I'm very flexible and I tend to agree. And sometimes I agree, but it was not processed. I didn't think everything through.
Right.
And when I get home, I start to think about it, and I think, oh, I shouldn't have said yes to that, and I get those bad feelings.
Yeah.
And sometimes I try to puzzle out the why.
Yeah.
Why people kind of manipulated me into doing something, or asked me to do something or to say something, and I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Because I was just playing and being agreeable with my femininity.
Right.
But then when I get home, I think about it and I feel bad.
Yeah.
And I have to process in a very deep way and stuck. So usually I either bottle it up, like I try to give it more time to go to the person next time and try to negotiate things out. But just only a few times have I talked to a friend or something, and they give me ideas, and we also puzzle out together to reach to a solution.
Okay.
So it depends. Sometimes I just feel bad and it stays with me, and I try to resolve it by myself.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's more like if I talk to other people, it's easier because they can give me an outside perspective,
right,
and I feel more relieved.
Yeah, especially if your friend
but
is.
If I'm with myself, I'm feeling and I'm getting sad or angry.
Yeah.
And I don't exactly know what to do. Maybe I'm just going to cut that people out of my side or something like that. And it's kind of stuck energy when I'm processing that.
Yeah, no, I to relate with the cutting people out thing, because it's double masculine, right? So it's super aggressive.
And because it's a decider, it looks like there's no solution. I have to break up with the person, or to if it's a job, like quitting the job, or
right.
Yeah.
I think for me, from an observer standpoint, cutting people off, or if you're dating someone, breaking up, I feel like that's part of the process. Because like, you know, when it comes to dating, sometimes you do have to break up with someone for both of you to realize, I miss this other person, and you know, I didn't know what I had until the person was gone, you know. And then when you get back together, and then when you get back together to talk, you realize like we made a mistake, you know. This relationship is more important to both of us than we realize. So maybe we can come to a solution, you know. And then if you're both growth mindset, I think that's the magic. Then you can both move forward, you know. Yeah.
That's a good thing to have play above that.
Yeah.
Because you can go back and try to find a solution.
Exactly. If both parties are in agreement that, you know, you both made a mistake and you both, you know, realize that your relationship is important. You don't want to throw it away. You know, taking the break was good. Now you can come back and you both have processed the situation, and you can come to a resolution, you know, moving forward. So I think that's good. Whether that be for dating or any relationship, could be like family or friends, right? Yeah. But that is definitely interesting to hear your perspective on that. But it sounds like you are asking friends for help. Like it's like maybe one or two. It's like sometimes that's all you need, right?
Yes, because I don't have many friends.
Yeah.
Many close friends, but I think it would be a good way to solve things.
Okay, before we cover the other stuff of the SF sleep, I want to ask you about friendship.
And, just a note. Just a note.
Sure.
When I got my official tie, Dave sent me a short audio. Explaining the parts, and he said, "Oh, your audio. So you have a motherfucker SI."
Yeah.
And FI.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny to have a motherfucker SI.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely like that
demon.
Double masculine SF sleep is a motherfucker for sure. Yeah.
But because I have TE on top, I can
suppress it.
Yeah, suppress it and get it on its toes.
Oh, dude, I love playing video games with my friends in Canada, and that's when my double masculine SF sleep comes out. Oh God, like it's so offensive. Like I say the worst thing you could ever imagine. Like if you're like obviously I'm close friends with them, so they're used to it. But I say the most abusive things. Like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, usually the closer you are, the more space you have to be offensive.
Yeah, you have more room. Yeah, more permission too, right? As a DE.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can relate to a lot of the stuff you said, because I have the same parts as you, pretty much, you know. But I think because I am an observer, I have FI second. I'm more likely to release it than you would.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm much more polite. I always consider not to be offensive.
Yeah.
Because something could happen in like relationships and even with your friends and.
Yeah. Or you're more careful.
If I'm offensive, maybe they will be mad.
Oh, but they might like you more too. It's a double-edged sword, you know.
Yeah, that's something I have to learn still. Because I'm just discovered I'm lead T.
Yeah. I think you should release it. I think people would love it. It's SF, man. Our sleep is SF, so when it comes out, even though it's offensive, it's actually cool. You know, it sounds crazy, but people like it.
Crazy.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example. So we're doing this interview right now in Brazil, but I'm taking 1 year to live in different countries, right? Mm-hmm. So a few months ago, I was in Germany. I was taking my flight back to Canada, and like this asshole German guy, he budged in front of the lineup. You know, the lineup is so long to go board the airplane. This asshole just like cuts in the front. I can see everyone in the lineup is upset because this asshole just freaking like cut in the line, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, is anyone gonna say something? And then no one said anything.
That's what
but
I would thought.
yeah,
I would think.
yeah, is anyone gonna say something? No one's gonna say something? This motherfucker just cut the line and he's not, no one's gonna say something? So you know what, fuck it, because I have FI second, right? I'm gonna say something. I'm like, hey man, you cut the line. Get back to the back of the line. That's what I said to him, right? Because I have ST blast also second, right?
Yes, that was what I was going to say.
You're thinking?
You used your blast.
Yeah, it's a savior state. So he's like, I'm like, get
So
back to the line.
You can be like complaining with people.
Yeah.
To people.
Exactly, I can speak up.
Yeah.
Which is trouble for you because you won't be able to speak up.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Because
that.
I'm blast last, so
Yeah.
I only do that if it's my last
Last ditch
resort.
effort. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that shortly because I think that's a good point that you just brought up. But basically, no, because no one said anything, and when I called him out, he looked at me and he moved faster to the front, right? I'm like,
To the front.
Yeah, like he started cutting to more people so that he could give the ticket to the guy to scan so he can get through, right? I'm like,
You wanted to run away from me?
he's running away from me, this fucking guy. But the thing is, he was with his girlfriend. The girlfriend felt so guilty, right? So she stood to the back of the line. So now obviously you know you're not gonna get ahead now because your girlfriend went to the back. She felt bad, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, so I went up to the ticketing person. I'm like, hey, that guy just budged. Are you gonna do something about this? And the lady, the person, they give us a guy. The guy was like, you're all gonna board eventually. It's gonna be the same thing. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So what's the point of lining up then if this asshole's just gonna line up? Like my
that makes no sense.
My DE was so upset, right? So after I got through, I started yelling. I'm like, fuck you, you piece of shit. That's what I said to you. You motherfucking piece of shit. Fuck you, get back to the line, you piece of shit. I started saying that, right? And he's like, oh, you want to take this outside? That's what he said to me, right? I'm like, what do we take outside? We're inside the gate. Are we gonna fight? This is so stupid. I'm like, you're stupid. That's what I said, right? You know, you're stupid and an idiot. And you know. So after I screamed at him, right? Everyone in the lineup like looked at me and they're like, you did the right thing. Like, someone should have said something and I'm so glad you did. That guy is a scumbag piece of shit. That's what they said, right? I was like, why didn't you guys say anything? What the fuck? Like,
because we're a demon blast.
Huh?
Because we're demon blast.
They're all standing there. Like this woman looked at me. He's like, you said the right thing. And he's like, I don't agree with what he did. And I'm like, but why didn't no one do anything? If everyone complains, then they would kick him out. But because only one guy is complaining, no one wants to take. No one wants
That's
to.
why we need blasts, safer blasts.
Yeah. And anyways, like, and also double masculine sleep. Like, alcohol came out,
Yeah.
right? And I was like swearing at him.
You have something in your core to
Fight.
move.
Yeah. But he didn't even board early because he had to wait for his girlfriend now because the girlfriend felt bad. So his strategy didn't work. You know.
Yeah. Anyway.
So anyways, back to you. So you can see that me with Saber Blast, I spoke up. But because you have ST Blast last, if something is bothering you, you're not gonna say anything. Is that like,
usually no.
No. Okay. So do you just bottle it up then? Like,
Yes.
Does it ever come out and explode? Or no?
Even if I'm very unsatisfied after some time,
Yeah.
I just think about a way to talk to the person in a polite way and explain the thing.
Yeah.
And say that I don't like that and express my
Your FI?
my FI. So it takes a long time until it's almost unbearable.
Okay.
It's actually becoming a habit, like people borrowing some stuff from me, and I'm you can do that, and you can pay me later, or you can buy something for me later in return, and they start to get comfortable with that situation and start to abuse.
Yeah.
You know? And then I bottle it up, and then after a long time, I'm ready to looking behind. I think I think that it's becoming enough. I have to set a boundary here.
Yeah.
You know. So I talk to the person. That has happened a few times. Yeah.
God. Blast
But I usually take some time until I do something about it.
God, Blast sucks. It fucking sucks, man. It sounds like those people abusing you will have SE also. You like extrovert sensing?
Usually.
Because the SI is personal, so we know if let's say you borrow money from another SI person, you pay back right away because you know it's SI's personal, right? So and then you build up that SI trust.
And I feel, especially with money.
Yeah.
If I owe somebody money, I have to pay.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad, or because maybe what if I forget and they think I'm like a bad person because of that.
Right.
You know.
Well, it's empathy at the end of the day, right? Like, you don't want someone to not pay you back right away if they borrow money. So
Yes,
why would you do
it's
that to
a
someone else?
projection, yeah.
Yeah, why would you do it to someone else, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have friends who are like ISTJs and ESFPs, and like I remember in the past, like when I was in college, we'll go for like, go out on excursions or like restaurants, whatever. Sometimes, I don't have money at the time, but I have money at home. So I always pay back, but my ESFP friend never pays back the ISTJ, and the ISTJ friend is like, he's like, Kendrick is the best at paying back. He's like, and actually for me, I've always thought it was ironic because before at that time,
Yeah, because you're
I'm
also
I'm an EP.
OE.
Yeah, I'm an ENFP, right?
Yeah.
And like I was always been surprised, like as an ENFP, I'm like, I feel quite responsible for an ENFP because ENFP are supposed to be very irresponsible. But I didn't know about social type back then, right? I didn't know that I was a social type too. Like a savior, generalist responsibility, broad responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
yes.
like I've always been like so shocked. Like my IJ friends always come to me and say, Kendrick, you're very reliable and responsible. And I'm like, that's like the best compliment for
And
me.
that's not the way you see yourself, right?
No, I think I'm irresponsible actually. But like, I mean, not now I don't. But when I was younger, definitely.
But naturally, because of your default program.
Yeah, the default programming is definitely towards irresponsibility. And I was in my teens and my 20s. But in my 30s, I definitely went all in responsibility. Like I said, hey, I can't live this life of being like flaky. I set up appointments to hang out with people and I don't show up. That's not cool. I did that in my 20s a lot. Like I stopped doing that. Like when I turned, I think 27, 28, that's when I'm like, you know what? I need to show up for people.
Yes.
So yeah. So now I don't do it anymore. And if I do it, I reschedule.
Yes, you let them know that.
Like I can't make it. Something came up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I want to make up to you. Let's go meet up another time, right? Reschedule. So for sure. Okay. So dude. So clearly for you, blast is a problem because you don't speak up, and it causes you decider problems as a result because like you're not speaking up. So my next question for you then is earlier when you said, yeah.
Can I just say something?
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's similar to what happens is like if you eat something sugary, for example.
Yeah.
So the sugar falls into the floor onto the floor.
Yeah.
And then the ants come to get the sugar.
Yeah.
Right. So I think with last, if we don't speak up, sometimes people just naturally come and get things from me or because it's natural. It's like an ant.
Yeah, they're like ants.
Seeing an opportunity to benefit.
Yeah.
It's not that they intentionally want to harm, to do harm.
Right.
But it's something that it's like occupying a space that I left like a void.
Yeah.
So they
you left an opportunity for them.
Yes.
You created an opportunity for them to take advantage of
because
you.
I don't set boundaries sometimes, they just occupy that space.
Yeah.
Naturally or maybe unconsciously because of their programs too.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't just be angry at the ants because they are coming to get the sugar.
Yeah.
Because you left the sugar there.
Yeah.
You left it. You let it fall, and you don't care.
Oh, that's cool, man. At least you can do like a makeshift double decide from that perspective. Like you can kind of like take responsibility. Like you're the one who left no sugar on the floor, right?
Yeah, but that's something I've been more conscious of more
Yeah.
recently
I
because
see.
of OPS and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it gave you like
It's something I've been
an
learning.
awareness.
But yes.
Yeah. But I want to ask you though, earlier when you said that it takes you a long time to finally speak up, and when you do, you're very polite, right? That's what you said. Like when you speak
And
up.
that's what I also thought I was feminine FE
Yeah.
instead of
TE.
masculine FI.
I see.
Because when I finally talked to a person,
Yeah.
I tended to be polite and to explain my situation in a polite way.
Yeah.
Not offensive,
Right.
cursing and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought I could be feminine FE.
I see.
But I already knew I was masculine DI and feminine DE.
Okay.
But I swapped the letters.
functions.
Yeah.
Right. So my question then for you is, when you do speak up and you're doing it in a polite way, do you feel satisfied by the outcome? Because when you released it, it was feminine still, right? Because your DI, your inner world is double masculine like me, right? So for me, I don't feel satisfied unless I boom, right? You know. But then for me, it's not like I'm not doing what you're doing. I'm not building it up, you know.
Yeah, you resolve it
I just
faster.
I just blow up to you right away, because I know if I blow up to you right, I feel good, I feel
Yeah.
better. I know there's a relationship's gonna get damaged because I blew up. I'm aware, right? But for me, I'm like, at that point, I don't care about the other person's feelings anymore. So it's like,
Okay.
you know what? Fuck you. If you want to fix this, then you come and fix it. You come to me and fix it. I'm not gonna fix it. You know. You know,
Okay.
that's like the DI kind of kicks in, right? You know,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna come to you. You know.
Yeah, with me, I think because of TE,
Yeah.
I always think about what works best in the situation.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes I even pay more, or I even do something for my own benefit because it works.
Oh, just for TE.
So I prioritize TE over the FI
Yeah.
exploding.
I see.
If I think if I explode, maybe that's not going to work out well. Not having a good result in the end. So I usually go back to TE and try to fix.
To fix your FI problem.
Yeah, not my. Yeah, I think I neglect my FI.
Yeah.
In favor of TE working things out.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
it's hard to me to just explode, because there is a fear in the exploding, because it can be hurtful, and it can disrespect the T.
I see. But
the
those
good
people,
outcome.
but those people already disrespected you. So there's already
Yeah,
imbalance.
probably.
There's already an imbalance in the universe. So
It is.
yeah. I think also your other thing is because you're a decider, you know, because I'm a double decider, right?
Yeah.
Single observer. So I think as a double decider, because one thing that you said to me earlier during our interview is you said that you don't have very many friends, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I've always made friends super easily. That I have too much. So actually, if I can get rid of some friends, that would be great. I know it sounds horrible. I know it sounds absolutely horrible. But
I know. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's easy to make friends, but it's difficult to have really close friends.
so you have a lot of shallow friends then, but not many.
Yeah,
close
I
friends.
think I'm friendly enough.
Yeah.
That I can talk with people, and
Yeah.
maybe people are friendly.
Yeah.
In my eyes, and I am friendly too.
Yeah.
But then it's very hard to build a friendship or something, you know. So it's hard to have close to get them to be closer in friendship.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
I can have many shallow friends. I can be like a like have diplomacy with a lot of people.
Right.
You know.
Right.
We can work together. I can work with people in general.
Yeah.
In a friendly way, and easy going, you know. But it's hard to build something very solid, because it's hard to get to my FI and SI.
Okay, so I want to say something about what you just said. Have you read Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life?
No.
Well, you know Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in his book, he says that in order to test if someone can be a friend or not, what he does personally for him, his own perspective, is he goes to his neighbor and asks to borrow something or ask for help with something. And if the neighbor helps him right away, this person can be a friend. That's his opinion, right?
Okay.
That's his opinion.
It's a test.
It's a test, yeah. It's a test.
In the sensory.
Yeah, but for me, it's a little bit different. So if I meet someone, if I insult you, and you think it's funny, then we can be friends.
Okay.
Because that tells me that you're chill, you know, and I can be myself. Because ultimately, people are gonna like you regardless of what you do. People are gonna hate you or like you regardless, right? You can't stop that. There's always gonna be someone that will like you, someone will not like you. So it's best to just be yourself, because then you don't have to put any effort to put on a fake personality to maintain that friendship with that person. Because then when they actually get to know the real you, and it's not what you presented on the front end, then it's like, oh, they feel like they're ripped off, right? It's kind of like with dating too, right? Like, you know, when they say, oh, when it comes to dating, just be yourself, right? Because then when you start dating, then they're like, the girl that, you know, fell in love with you, like, they didn't fall in love with that fake persona. They fell in love with the whoever you presented, right, on the front end, right?
Yeah.
So just be yourself, and some people will reject you, some people will like you, and you know.
Yeah, usually in that area, it's easier to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's already in the SF.
Yeah.
So it's more likely that you can be yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're more in like a NT area, you're going to be more flexible, more adaptable, and maybe people won't know you, know that SF part of you.
Right. I mean, ultimately, all your animals is you.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's because people just say, oh, I'm my sleep animal, which is not true.
Yeah, I'm talking in that context.
Yeah, fair enough.
I even have argued with some people about that, because sometimes they say, oh, I didn't know you were like that. That is you. No, I'm everything. I am
you are.
The flexible part and the dark part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people don't want to accept the darkness though. That's why, you know, especially if you're like someone that's like feminine, DE, you know, because then you just come across as friendly, right?
Yes.
So actually, as a feminine DE person, you should actually be an asshole. Then if people know you're
to balance things out.
Yeah, and people
be
know
more like an asshole.
And also to train people, because like, you know, like people be like, so if you're being an asshole, for example, people will just be like, oh, that's just Diego, just being Diego, you know, you know what I mean, you know?
Yeah, but that's like an observer advice to decide.
Yeah, but it is true though, like because like
it's something I understand, but it's hard. It's going to be hard to implement.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Know?
Yeah, no, it's fair. Yeah. Like another thing from an observer perspective is like Dave said this in his videos. As an observer, and I did notice this when I emailed David Shan, by the way. It's very apparent. Sometimes when I email Shan, I'm like, oh, I can't make fun of her. She gets really like upset. But like if I make fun of Dave, he thinks it's funny, you know. And
yeah,
so
probably, yeah.
so because from an observer standpoint, if for me, for example, if no one insults me or makes fun of me, I can't trust you. If you're just being nice, I can't trust you. That means you're fake, you know. But if you make fun, if you compliment me,
that's missing info.
What's that?
That's missing info.
Yeah, but
because you don't trust, because you can't see the other side.
Yeah.
So you don't know. You don't.
I want to see your other side too. I want to see both sides.
I want to get the information.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's good because like I know both sides, right? So I'm like, yeah, go say something bad about me. I don't care. It won't bother me. Go ahead, you know. And then
yeah, but since you're studying OPS, it's a little easier to at least infer the other person's other side, you know, because if you're seeing a lot of flexibility up front, you can assume they have a strong core.
Sure. Yeah. No, I can
And
see that for
vice
sure.
versa.
Yeah. And another thing too is like when I talk to deciders now, I'm like, oh, this person's a decider. I can't say anything bad about this person, but or sometimes I just go up to them like, hey, make fun of me. And it's like, hey, come insult me, right? Just so.
I would have a hard time doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, say something. So like, you know, it's cool. I give you permission.
I would be like blank.
I'll be like, I have your full permission. Like, you know, I give you permission. It's like you have a free slate, like free ticket to insult someone or make fun of someone. Go ahead, you know.
At least I'm allowed.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool, man. So we got a chance to talk about that. The rest of the stuff that I'm going to ask you is more observer stuff because we talked about a lot of decider problems already.
Yeah.
So I noticed one of the superpowers of the ESTJ is being disciplined when it comes to the SIFI health routines, right? So the SIFI health routine is, you know, exercise, nutrition, sleep, and mental health. Maybe mental health will be the biggest problem actually. But like, can you share a little bit about your SIFI health routine? You know, like last time, like you messaged me on Facebook, you said you were going to the gym. So I'm like, oh, you work out, you know?
Yes, I think that part is the only thing that I stick to. Because there are a lot of different activities that I start, like a project or something.
Just giving you a heads up.
Oh, okay. And it's 3 p.m.
Okay, guys. I know this is kind of abrupt, but we have to end this interview here because
maybe we can do a follow-up interview in the future. Maybe.
Yeah, well, for sure. So we'll end it here. So Diego, we'll end it for here, but in the future we'll definitely reconnect and do a future one. Okay.
Okay.
So thanks for coming out. I know observer problem battery's running out. So
it was nice to talk with you.
Yeah. You too, man. And we'll end this right here.
Yeah.